to the Rico No Suave show. We are bringing you a fun-filled show tonight with a great guest. So get ready, mi gente. Now, here is your talk show host, Rico No Suave. Dale.
You know, when there is life, it's always life with you guys. Welcome back to the Rico No Suave show. Man, I'm super happy to be back with each and every one of you guys. Let's go. Yeah. You know, I always get hyper when I know that your boy Rico No Suave is, there for you and you are there for me. Let me adjust my mic because I got excited, and when I get excited, it's because the Rico No Suave show just brings you great guests every week, and we always bring you great content for you to be able to say, I just love watching Rico No Suave show, and I got my crew with me, so, always with my crew, clap for my crew as well, too. All right. So we got a fun-filled packed show for you guys today, and of course we have to start off with something, of course, of someone that we love and will always continue to love. Being in Chicago, everyone, and of course to all of my Chicago Bulls fans, of course we have the heavens have got a basketball angel. My man, Stacey King. Stacey King was on the Chicago Bulls. He's a 3-time champion with Michael Jordan and Pippen, Cartwright, all of those guys as well too, but was so proud to actually have Stacey King because he was a beast on the basketball court. But then once he retired, he became a commentator. So being able to come and actually still see Stacey King doing his thing as far as a commentator, he was just, he was awesome in regards to the things that he have done. And, I had a pleasure to also with Kendall Gill, and knowing that Kendall Gill and, Stacey King and those guys were actually doing their thing. It was just an amazing, amazing, amazing thing to be able to see him commentating and just keeping a love of what Chicago is. But now that he's actually in heaven right now, and we appreciate all of the great things he have done for the NBA and also for upcoming commentators as well too. Stacey King, you will be definitely missed. That awesome smile and also the positivity that you have given us throughout history, throughout time that you have been here. We thank you so much. Chicago always stands up for you, and we will continue to love you. Let's go. All right. Okay. Before we get started, I want to say thank you, Beverly Pomerantz, because we love you here on the Rico No Suave show. But there's this gentleman, and this gentleman is amazing. I had a chance to be able to talk to him. And when I talked to him, it was just automatically, we were just like, yo, what's going on? Hey, man, it's good to meet you. And you can just tell when someone is just genuine. But we also say some things that it's called Filice. In Italian, they say Felice. But for me, I'm going to say Filice. I want you guys to put your hands together because there's Law and Order, SVU. My man, Steve Filice is here. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Steve, welcome to the party, man. Welcome to the party, baby.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me make sure I'm able to get you there. Okay, are you there with me, man? Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Let's go. Hey, did you hear the dun dun?
Oh, no, did you do that?
I did.
I missed it. I didn't hear it. Damn. That would have been cool because that was always fun to hear that right before the show.
Hey, you know what? How about if we just do it again? How about that?
Yes.
Can we do it again? Producers, can you give them that? Okay, can we do it one more time? Give me one more time. Okay, that's what I need. I needed
Now
that.
I heard it.
Let's go.
That was awesome. I should have like my text notifications that sound, honestly.
Is it?
No, it should. I should change it because that's such a cool sound.
Let's go. You deserve it, man. You
I think that,
deserve it.
yeah, I'm gonna do that. Download those as soon as I'm off here.
Man, hey, you know what? I'm super happy. I'm super happy that you're here with us today, man. And welcome to the Rico No Suave show. You know, this has been a long time coming because I know, I said, hey, come on to the show whenever you're ready, but we knew what time it was when you were going to be ready, which was kind of like a couple months ago, right? I think when we booked this. So, I was telling my friends, I said, man, you got to tune in, Law and Order, SVU. Ta-da, is going to be on the show. My man Steve Filice or Filice for my Italianos. I was like, let's go. Yeah. So, all right.
I'm so excited to be here. I appreciate everything. So this is awesome.
Let's go.
I'm ready.
I usually start off, Steve, and tell people, hey, do you have any shout outs that you want to give out to anybody? Does Steve have any shout outs that he want to give out to anybody? Well,
first it has to be for Beverly because she's the one that got this whole thing, together. So thank you, Beverly. I love you. You're a doll. Yes. Last time I ran into her was at Sharky's, this restaurant I'm always at, and she was there, and we had a nice talk. But she's wonderful. So definitely a shout out to Beverly.
Nice.
Yeah.
You ready to party or what?
I'm ready. Yeah. Let's go for it. This will be fun.
That's because I got questions.
Let's get the questions.
Question number one. Yes. What was the moment you said to yourself, I can be an actor and be good at it?
I did a lot of community theater. And there was one show in particular that I did because I did a lot of musicals and comedies. But one that I loved that I had the most fun probably ever was Noises Off, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. Are you?
No.
Okay. Well, they also made it into a movie. And it's got a great cast with like John Ritter, Christopher Reeve, Carol Burnett, Michael Caine. Wow. But the play itself is like a farce, and it has to, it takes place like in the front of the stage. In the second act, they flip it around. It's the backstage, and they flip it around. It's just, and all these crazy things are happening. And I'm falling down the stairs, and it's nuts. But we had so much fun doing that show, and the theater I was doing it for had an award show every season, and I got like best actor for this show, and I was so like taken by it. I was like, I think I want to do this. I think I kind of want to continue because I was just doing it for fun.
Sure.
But I was like, I think maybe I should give this a shot. So I went back to college and I went to San Jose State, which is in Central Cal. Yeah. And I got my theater Bachelor of Arts, and then I moved to LA. And that was when I was like, I'm going for it. I have so much fun being on stage, and whether it's TV or stage. I kind of focused on TV when I got here.
Yeah.
But it was my love of just performing in general that brought me here. And so
that's awesome. What was it like? Because, when we talk about stage performances versus, behind the camera, where you can say, cut, let's do it again. But then you also have for stage presence, because now you kind of have this live audience, right? So when you have this live audience, where does it, what was it like for you to be able to say, yeah, you know what, I can continue to do this, but knowing that you have to do this and make sure you don't make any mistakes on stage over time. What was that time frame like for yourself?
From going from stage to TV and film? I mean, it was a pretty smooth transition. Honestly, I actually felt it was a little easier going into TV and film because of the way you can I fucked up. Let's cut and we'll do it again. Obviously you don't want to mess up. You want to be a one take wonder, but it was nice. It was just, I think the stage prepared me for, being, here in LA and just pursuing the craft here in just a different aspect. Whether, I feel like my goal has always been in a perfect world, if I could choose what I wanted to do, it would be a sitcom, because sitcoms are usually shot sequentially.
Yeah.
In front of an audience, and you have just that energy and the laughs. And that was always my dream. It was like, if I ever could get on a sitcom, that would be what I'd want to do, because it'd be almost like being back in theater again. but
Yeah.
sitcoms are so few and far between now. It's just there's not a lot.
Right.
So I just have to go with what's available, and it's just a different industry now. So,
You know,
but
I like what you said about the sitcoms piece because I love Lucy,
oh
so
yeah,
that's one of a really great one as well too. Of course, I love Martin Lawrence, and being able to hear the audience in the background when you're actually doing it's kind of like that live play, but it's actually a sitcom, right?
right, right.
Which is so awesome. Have you ever been in have you ever seen what the stages look like for sitcoms?
Yeah, because when I first moved to LA, I did, I wanted to learn LA pretty quick, and the best way to do it was doing background work.
Mm,
So, for the first 6 months, I was going to like all the different studios and doing extra work on whether it was God back then what were I was on. I did Friends, I did God, I did so many sitcoms back then, but it was just being on those stages was like kind of like a dream because you
yeah.
watch your favorite show and then all of a sudden you're on it and, and you see
Yeah.
yourself and you're like, oh, it's so like Central Perk is so much smaller in person. It looks so big on TV, but it was so much fun. It was just it was a cool experience, and it definitely made me learn LA fast because you back then you didn't have smartphones. You had a Thomas guide. You had to just figure out where you were going, but it's like a crash course in knowing where to go in LA was basically doing background work for the first 6 months and trying to get into SAG.
I like that. I like that because it's kind of like a brain dump, right? It's like a brain dump of everything that because we didn't have the cell phones and we didn't have the phones to be able to do what we're doing now, and everything
Oh,
you have to do is just keep it here and knowing
God.
that you're actually ready to actually stay focused and be able to be like, oh man, that's how that works. Oh, that's how that works. Okay, I don't need Google, right?
Yeah.
And this is it was and writing
Yeah.
down a lot of
Yeah.
notes, right? So that is super cool, man. That is super
But it
awesome.
was always cool. Like I think I went on, I did background just on Friends. I think two different episodes, and it was just always so cool because the energy of the audience for that, especially that show, because it was like everybody wanted to be in the audience on that Friday night.
Sure.
But man, you just felt the energy of like the studio audience. Just they were so excited to see these six actors who they loved, and it was an amazing time. I just loved seeing them perform. It was like this is what I want to do. This,
Let's go.
I
Did
want
you
to
ever
be
get a chance to meet any of the actors from Friends?
not like officially. I mean, just like. And I remember in the scene, like Courtney Cox was standing across from me, and she smiled, and I smiled, and we waved, but I didn't come up to her or anything. I just kind of like let them do their thing. For that show, definitely no. It was just they're in their own little world.
World, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and respect. I mean, because sometimes when you're actually in that moment, they're actually just staying focused of what they're doing. But I'm
yeah,
always like intrigued when you're actually standing, or some of the actors or people that's behind the scenes, to be able to talk to them and maybe get some inspirational words to say, keep going, do what you got to do, and move forward. As
yeah,
far as the best way you can. So
yeah.
yeah, that's the
No,
reason why I asked that question. Cool,
it was
awesome.
cool though. It was fun. It was a good way to sort of learn LA and just be on the sets. And I had so much fun. I remember the first movie and that I did was I think it was called Father's Day. It was with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was so mad because I think I had just moved to LA and I would have almost gotten my SAG card on that film because the first AD came up to me and another guy, and we were playing waiters. And he was like, okay, which one of you has been like a real waiter? And me back then, I'd never been a waiter and I'm not good at line. And the other guy's like, I have. And he's like, you haven't? And he kept asking me. And I'm like, no, I mean, I not really, no. He's like, okay. And then he ended up taking the other guy, and the other guy ended up getting a line. And,
Mm,
he got Taft Hartley, he got SAG, and I was like, shit, why didn't I just, I mean, and it was nothing. The scene that what he had to do was nothing. I was like, oh my God, I could have done that. Why didn't
yeah.
I just say I'd been a waiter? But I'd never have. And I was like, what if it's something crazy where it's like, you're carrying like a tray that's, I don't know. It was in my head at the time, but I did meet
Yeah.
Robin Williams and, God bless his heart. He was amazing, funny,
Yes.
super sweet. That was an awesome experience.
That's awesome, man. Robin
Yeah.
Williams, man, I tell you, that dude, Wow. Just you can just
He was
imagine just
brilliant.
how he was just in
Oh my
general, so
God.
humble and funny, man, just
Funny as
hilarious.
hell. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can imagine just the energy, just being around him with just that aura, and
Yeah.
just knowing that, man, I just feel comfortable talking to him, and
Yeah.
I
Because
just,
we were at craft service and he was there with us and he was just making jokes and talking to us and just it not I mean, he was just him, but he's so fast and witty and his jokes just fly out and it's like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. He just everything he says is gold. It's like it was cool. It was a cool experience though.
awesome, man. All right, let's keep this party going, man. We got some people that's actually tuning in right now. Donna Marie Bird is checking in. Hello, Donna Marie Bird. Thank you so much for tuning in. She said, yes, noises off is absolutely the best show ever.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if she. Yeah, I played Gary Lejeune, and it's a great role in the movie. John Ritter played that part. Who he's like an idol of mine. He's actually technically why I got into acting,
Yeah.
Rico, because I was such a massive fan of Three's Company growing up as a kid,
Yes.
and I loved that show. And I remember in
Man.
high school in my drama class, we did a scene from Three's Company, and it was me and two girls playing Janet and Chrissy. And I remember my teacher saying like, "That was great." He's like, "You even sounded like John Ritter," and I was like, "I love that," because I just wanted to emulate him. I remember writing to him, and like 2 years later, I get this thing in the mail from like whatever it was, NBC or Paramount, and it was like an autographed picture of him. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot I wrote to him. But I loved him. And he was the one that like really inspired me to get into, because I loved comedy and I loved his comedy. And I feel like I steal from people, excuse me, I steal from people that I think that are brilliant in their field. And I always thought he was just a brilliant at comedy. And I was like, I want to do what he's doing.
Yeah,
So
he
I've
was
always been
hilarious.
told by like casting and stuff when I used to do workshops and stuff that I have really good comedic timing. And I was like, I want to like, I wish I could do that more. I tend to get more like serious stuff,
Yeah.
but that would be, that would be awesome if I could get like a,
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that dude was hilarious. I love the dance scenes that they
oh
actually
my
had when they.
God.
Oh man, the dance scene was just amazing,
Yes. You,
man. Oh,
you know what I'm talking about. The one where he
yes,
gets,
yeah,
yes.
yes, yes,
Oh yeah, it's so true.
man.
That
I'm
was
telling
my
you.
favorite episodes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's keep this going. We got Smart Girl. We do have Smart Girl checking in. 11114 is checking in with us. John T for free. So she do have a question. And it kind of goes into kind of my question I was going to ask. But she says,
Yeah.
"Hello, Rico. I'm excited to see Steve on the show. I have a question for him. What do audiences often misunderstand about the life of a working actor?" Good question.
That's a good question. What do they misunderstand about it?
Yeah. About a working actor.
I mean, I think like a lot of people think that, as a working actor, you've kind of made it, but just you're always constantly striving to do better and get better roles and just keep, at your craft. And then, I've always been one of those ones like, some people are like, I want to be a star. I want to be, paparazzi follows them and all that. And I'm like, I would never want that. I would want like a life where it's just, I do good work and people, enjoy it and, I move on. But I don't know if I'm really answering the question, but yeah, that's just basically how I would look at that.
Good answer. Good answer. Good question
I
as
don't I
well
hope that
too.
answered. I don't know if I really did, but
Smart Girl, I'm going to come back to your second question as well too. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show. But the question I have to ask you is, because as an actor on stage, you do live performances and you've done a plethora of them, but there's
yeah.
also that training aspect of becoming a great actor, of things that when it comes to TV or as it comes to films, did you take training specifically just for film as an actor? And what did you really learn and hone in on?
I remember like in college when, it was a lot of it was acting for the camera and just the whole hitting your mark, knowing where to look, being aware of like the booms and other people around you, the steady cam, all that stuff. You're just learning the aspects that you're going to see when you're on set.
Yeah.
and applying that later. Whereas, when you're doing theater, you're just aware of your other actors. You don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. But it gets so technical because that's one thing. It's very hard when you're doing a shot and the boom or the Steadicam guy is following you or in back of you, and you just have to be aware of everything around you, whether it's like crew people, the boom guy. It's just, there's a lot to like take in. A lot of people just see the finished product and they think, oh, that looks great, looks to me. But I mean, there's so much going on around that they don't see, and it's just taking that, being aware of it.
And I think honing in and practicing that really helps out a lot because, you also play different roles, right? So if you're playing different roles, what was it like for you to be able to, because there's movies and then it goes into commercials, right? You have commercials as well where, we were just talking about, a commercial, right? As well. Yeah. What is it like when you're actually as an actor, that you're acting in film where you're playing different roles and then all of a sudden you switch and now you're on a commercial, which could be like non-serious, right? It could be something totally different. What is that like for Steve Filice?
I mean, it depends. I guess it depends on, like, for film, you usually have quite a bit of time to prepare and at least, get into that character, whatever it might be. I haven't had any like massive deep characters that I feel like I've had to like go in depth for it. And then commercials, it's like you get the copy the next day and it's like, okay, because commercials are easy to like, just, you go to set, you don't have a lot of dialogue because commercials are short, you're doing like a 30-second spot. So it's just, commercials are just so quick. I mean, you can pump them out, and that's where that's how I kind of keep going, because doing TV and film is always like harder to get the auditions. Actually, I had a good one yesterday, which was for they rebooted Baywatch, and so we'll see if I hear anything on that. But then I had a commercial one right before I got on this today, and it was just a quick. Some of them are just so simple. It's like, tell us something about yourself, or act like you're, inspired or in awe or something. They're just really, commercials I get a little irritated with. I get over them. I'm like, I don't want to do another commercial audition. Sometimes they're just draining of everything they want you to do, because now everything is self-tape. You have to do everything and set up everything. It used to be so nice just to go in the office and they would take care of everything. And now it's all self-tape. I mean, there's a few offices. Yeah, there's a few offices that still do in-persons, not a lot.
Yeah.
I would be fine with commercials all being self-tape because I get so many. I would hate, it's just a pain going all over town for commercials. But TV and film, I completely miss being in the room, because you don't get that feedback. That nervous energy actually helps you. I feel like it helps me with the audition. And you just get to, if you're not on the right path, at least they can give you a direction and say, that was good, but this is what we're actually looking for. When you're self-taping, it's like, this is my interpretation, and okay, I guess good luck. So that's the bummer, is that I miss. But
so when you're actually, like, for the commercial piece, are you saying that you have to set up everything as far as what the commercial will look like when you're doing an audition? Or,
no, they just, I mean, they give you the breakdown of what they want. They'll be like, okay, we want you in half body, and they'll just tell you what you're doing in the scene. But sometimes it's just like 8 things they want you to do. We want you to look surprised in this one. And now you see someone off in the distance that you're, waving to. Now you're feeling a little under the, it's just so many things. And, you got to have the lighting right. And then they want a full body shot of you. And it's like, you have to adjust the cameras again and the lights. And it's like, it just gets annoying. It's like, I'll do them, but a lot of times it's like, oh,
what do you want from me? This is all I got.
Gosh, I know. And some are even like, they want you like laying down on the floor, like you're, having a picnic. And I'm like, my camera doesn't go down like that. This is gonna look so awkward. It's just weird. I don't know. Just, they ask you to do the weirdest things.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the average that people get for doing commercials as far as pay wise?
That used to be in the good old days when all the commercials were pretty much SAG.
Yeah.
God, you a living and make like a shitload of money, like, 30 to 100 grand a commercial. Now they're all buyouts. So you get
wow.
2 to 5 grand. I've, sometimes 8 grand if you're lucky, but they've all pretty much gone non-union. There's not a lot of SAG ones anymore. I would say like 90% of them now are non-union. So getting the SAG is like kind of getting gold now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think I need to start doing some commercials too. But I try, I'll try to stay away from, the floor. I don't want to do the floor stuff. You know what I mean? Say, hey, just give me at least a minimum of 3 to 4, or a max, I should say. John T for free is tuning in. He says, hello, everybody. And when I said do it again for the producers, when it dun dun, right?
Oh,
he started laughing like, do it again, producers.
That's such a iconic sound, I think, because it's been around forever. It's been, 27 years.
Yeah. Before we take a quick commercial break, dude, we're at the halfway mark already. Like, wow. I'm telling you, this is what happens when Rico No Suave and Steve Filice are Filice. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. And we're almost at the halfway mark. So I'm like, I feel like I want to talk fast, but I don't think I'm going to do it, man, because we're going to have a good time on this show. That's what we do. Steve, I know your last name is Filice, right?
Yeah.
Let's just, real quick before we take a commercial break, what makes Steve Filice happy?
My amazing LA family. I've met the most amazing friends here. We have like a group of like 6 to 8 of us that we are so close. We see each other every week. We all live close to each other within like 2 miles.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. And, a lot of them a few of them are in the biz, producer, actors. And it's just, that makes me happy because I have this group that supports me that just makes me happy. And we just have an amazing time together.
Love it, man. There's nothing like family and friends, but friends becoming family. And I think that's such a great thing because, you build trust, but you also can build kind of that family where people that you can go to if you're having a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you have a good day, and, just, hey, I just want to sit on the porch and drink some tea, some ice cold tea, or, whatever, and have a great time. So I think that's very important. That's very important as well.
It's huge to have that here in LA because I know a lot of people who don't have that support system or know many people. I mean, I've been here a long time, but when you don't have a group that you can go to or just, it gets lonely. It can get lonely, and I feel bad for some people that I've met that just don't have that. And it's like I find myself to be very fortunate that I found these people.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Everybody, we Felice over here. We have, it's like not Navidad, but it's like we're Felice. Everybody's happy around here because Steve is here with us. Law and Order SVU. Dun dun. Actor is here, is here with us as well too, and super happy to have him on the show. Thank you guys so much for actually tuning in. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we also after that commercial, we're going to go right in to see what Steve is actually doing on film. So I want you guys to enjoy that. We'll be back shortly. Let's go.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-723-2013.
Captain, what do we got?
As you requested, we formed a 4-block perimeter from 158 to 165th.
Okay, you set up roadblocks on Broadway.
Checking everyone, cars, trucks, we got unis, task force canvassing.
What about apprehension teams, search teams?
They're going door to door.
Any update on the perp?
Same. When I saw him run up Riverside wearing a ripped shirt.
Great. Hey, thank you, Captain. And where's our Vic?
Around the corner in the bus.
Okay, great.
Captain, you all right?
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
So we went there to question the priest, and he just took off running. And then he went for the lieutenant's gun. So Gomez grabbed his ankle piece and he fired. Did the priest make it?
Died in the ambulance.
All right, so let me go back to the crime scene and help FID.
The only thing you need to worry about, Benson, is waiting here for your union rep. Captain, Sergeant,
Chief Barone.
do we have an ID on the missing
Yes,
girl?
Haley Green.
A picture and description are out on alert.
Is that the mother?
Yeah, Katie Green. She was making a food delivery. She left the car running and the doors unlocked.
In New York. Is she trying to get a kid
Hey,
taken?
let's not rush to judgment, okay?
Commissioner. Yeah, I'm on the scene. He is no prophet, and there are no gates, no horns that will sound. He is nothing more than a tyrant, a mere man that has fooled all of us for far too long. And the girl, she's gone, and you will never find her. She's finally beyond these walls.
Then I will flip every stone, cut every throat. I will take every set of eyes and rip out every tongue until I find her.
Look, having a dream is good. You don't think I had dreams? I had dreams. But then you became my dream. And it's good. It's real good. Okay? Okay, Dad. Okay, see you inside.
I'm going to publish this story with or without you.
You journalists are disgusting. First opportunity I get, I'm going to ruin you. Where do you got to go? Huh? Wow, look at you. Man, look at your face, all the things you must be thinking. You must really hate my guts. You know what? That's fine.
Why don't we talk about this some other time?
So you don't like me, huh? You don't like some of the things I've done. What, because I wasn't such a genius the way I raised you? For Christ's sake, Dad was gone. What do you expect me to do? What do you fucking expect me to do?
Steven, it's fine.
You know, I tried, all right? Helen was right. I don't have all the answers. But God damn it, I got some. So, look, you're going to do what you got to do. And maybe I shouldn't have gotten in the way. I'm your brother, not your father, so. Go on, you got to go somewhere, go. Stanford says they got her. They got Johnny.
Where?
Desert Springs, with good old Mayor Shelby and Sheriff Cooper.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
Of course,
I'm cheering you on like always. Say that again.
SVU at the top. I have to, lead off with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Some fun stuff.
You're such a great actor.
Oh, thanks.
Dude, you are, man. The way, Law and Order, it's like you just want to start clapping. Just now, of course, I know you're on a show, but I also talk to you. But seeing you kind of like in action, dude, you are really good. Like, seriously. That's awesome, man. For
Yeah,
real.
Law and Order was a game changer.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it goes into my next question.
Yeah.
Let's go. Dun, dun. Law and Order SVU. Take us through the process of the audition, and what was it like to get that call knowing that you're going to be playing in the episode of Law and Order SVU?
Okay, so again, it was a self-tape.
Yep.
And I actually have like a cop shirt. Well, actually, it's a fireman, but straight on, it looks like a cop. And I'm like, well, I'm going to wear this cop shirt. And I did it. And the first episode I got was the one that let it off, where I was the priest. It was raining. It was dark out. You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sent it in, then my agent basically was like, hey, they want to know if you're available because they want to book you. And I was like, oh, sweet. And it shoots in New York. I'm in LA. They said, you're going to have to work as a local hire, which I was like, I don't care. It's Law and Order. I will fly myself there and put myself up.
Let's go.
So it was kind of like a dream, because that show is just, so many people have worked on it. And I was on season 26, and I always wanted to do a nighttime scene where it was raining and dark, and like just a cool scene with like the fire ambulance and, you know, the lights and everything. And that's what we did. And it was crazy. They were amazing. I had so much fun working with all of them. They were all sweet as can be. And the one thing that Mariska said at the end of the night, because we worked, it was a lot, and it was cold, and we were all freezing. And even when she said goodbye to me, it was pouring rain, and she came up and she gave me a hug. And she's like, Steve, she's like, so wonderful working with you. She's like, you were really good under pressure. And I even surprised myself, Rico, because I was like, I don't know how I'm pulling this off. I was, you know, of course I'm nervous, but the nerves go away once they say action. It's weird. And she said, you know, you nailed it. She's like, you're money. And I go, oh my God, thank you so much. And then she hugged me, said, you know, I left. And then 2 weeks later, my agent sends me a thing from them, and they said, hey, they want to bring you back, and they want to promote you to chief of detectives. So I went from the precinct captain to playing her boss, which I know that had to be from her because she's a producer on the show.
Yeah.
And so I went back 3 more times to do that role of the chief of detectives, Mark Barone. It was so much fun. I loved it. And it was just such a great learning experience, because that show is like a fine oiled machine. It is, you know, they know what they're doing. And it's like that procedural is so fast paced. It's just quick. And I learned just so much, and they were great. And then season 27, they have a new chief of detectives. And they went a whole different way. You got a new showrunner and all that. But oh my God, I had a blast. It was great.
Steve, you had to be Filice. And I know that I'm Filice for you. And when I tell you this, the moment of how you feel when you got home after doing that episode, what was it like for Steve when he got home, knowing that he just played in one of the awesome actresses?
No. One of the coolest parts was, I had done the second episode.
Okay.
And I had, you know, I don't know New York, but a buddy of mine went with me, but of course he couldn't go with me to set, but he went with me to hung out and showed me around. But I went to set, and taking the subway back to our hotel was near Times Square. And I was on the subway with my backpack after I got wrapped from set. And then I got off, and I'm walking through Times Square, and I'm like, this is surreal. I just worked on a great show. I'm walking through Times Square, so I had to call my mom. And so I get on with FaceTime, and I go, I'm having a moment here where I just feel like this is like kind of my dream coming true now. I got to do this show. I'm in New York, which I'd never been in until I booked the show. And walking through Times Square, which is just already just magnificent, and it's just a spectacle upon itself, was just like surreal to me. So that was like probably my biggest moment, that I just was like blown away. Loved.
Let's go. Come on, man. Come on.
Cool.
What was your mom's feeling? It's like, did she shed a tear? Did she?
Yeah, she was so happy. What was weird was like that was a show that my dad watched, and he passed away like a year prior, which sucked, because I was like, shit, why couldn't he have seen this? That would have been amazing. And when they had me shave and just keep the mustache, and I took for the first episode where I was the precinct captain, I took a picture of myself in the trailer. I had the hat on and just the mustache. And for the first time in my life, I've always been told I look like my mom, for the first time in my life, when I took the picture, I was like, oh my God, I look just like my dad. I go, this is weird. I'd never looked like him ever in my life. And no one's ever said I look like my dad. But with the mustache and clean shaven and with the hat on, it was bizarre. And so I felt like he's here. He's like, he's watching me. He's seeing this. And it was just a cool moment. That was awesome.
Come on, man.
But yeah.
Come on, man. Let's go. Let's
You know?
go. Let's go, Steve. Man, I'm proud of you, man. I'm happy for you, man. This is just like a great moment for yourself, but just knowing that when the first thing you did was you call your mom, and when you called your mom and just let her know that makes you want to just blow up even more, you know, out of happiness.
I had to share it with her because she knows, you know, she knows my life and she knows how much this all means to me. And she's always been a massive supporter. She's never ever been like, oh, honey, why don't you like give it up? Or why don't you, you know, never. She's always just been, and so was my dad. But it's just, that moment was just weird because I was lugging my backpack, walking through, and I just finished that show and I was like, this is so cool. It was almost like one of those I made it ones. I didn't, you know, it's not like, oh my God, I made it, I'm on a series, but it was like, this is what I want to do. And it was like a surreal, cool moment. Yeah.
And I think that just takes it to the next level of, you know, motivation, right? Next level of motivation, saying, you know what, this is going to be my reel forever, right? My scissor reel forever, to be able to help. So how that, you know, of course, having this scissor reel and putting this all together, which was amazing. Whoever put this together for you, they did a great job. When it comes to you sending this out to other people, to other production companies for them to see your scissor reel, what type of reaction or feedback are you getting back from them?
It's, well, because you don't hear any feedback because my scissor, my theatrical reel is attached to my profiles on like Actors Access, casting networks, all my things that I submit myself on. So when I submit myself for a role, that is also attached to where they can see either my theatrical reel, my commercial reel, depending on what I want them to see. So, and you never hear back saying like, oh, your reel was great. If you book a job or you get some, they might take you aside later, like, oh, by the way, I watched your reel. I loved what you did on da-da-da. But you never hear back ever any feedback from casting unless you actually like book the job. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
But I was happy with it because I put it together and I was like, I'm going to put all that stuff first and just try to get a good variety of my work. And, you know, I didn't want to make it fancy. I just wanted to like show different.
So aspects. You also do your own editing. Do you do all your own editing as well too?
No, I mean, just for my reels. I mean, it's easy. I just, you know, I use iMovie, so I'm not like getting fancy or anything, but I do that. But I definitely don't know how to like edit a movie or anything like that. I've never tried, of course.
Yeah, I keep it to the basics too. You know, I only do the cross dissolve and transitions. Only the parts that I think is good.
Yeah. I mean, I took out because I had like scenes from when I did 24 and Heroes. And small parts. But when I first moved to LA, I loved 24, so I was doing extra work on 24 because a friend of mine, she was the costumer, and she's like, hey, Steve, you should get on 24 as an extra. I can get you on because a lot of them are being upgraded to like co-stars. Okay. And of course, I get on. And they kind of stopped upgrading people at that point. But I loved the show so much. I did like 4 seasons of like 24 as like regular CTU, which was that counter-terrorist unit. Okay. And then they brought me back like in season 7 or 8 and for auditions and actually booked it. And it was a nice welcoming because they all remembered me. They saw me on the call sheet and they came to my trailer like, oh, they're like, we saw you on there. We were so excited you got it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Man, you was on some really nice shows. That's cool. 24, man, that was a good one. Wow.
Yeah, I love 24. I heard a rumor they're bringing it back. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, me too. I did hear something back that they're, and I think they're trying to bring back Criminal Minds too,
maybe
as well. So I'm like, wow, they're bringing out back all the oldies but goodies, which is cool, man.
Heroes was one of those ones that when I did it, I had a small part. I was a waiter, and I was waiting on 2 of the main cast members. And I was worried. I was like, if they cut stuff, they're going to cut this scene. It's not pertinent. I'm not giving any amazing information. So I actually called NBC that morning that it was supposed to air, because I don't know how I had the number. I did. And I was like, hey, I just wanted to check and see if I made the cut. And then she got back on. She's like, oh, Steve, I'm sorry. They ended up cutting it. She's like, but I can send you all your footage, which I thought was amazing. So she sent me all my takes.
Oh, that's nice.
I used it for my reel. And, you know, it was nice. It was still fun working on it. But it was one of those things where you never know if you're going to end up on the cutting room floor.
That's right.
No.
Well, Steve, you know, it's about that time to take another commercial break. Man, we got a short time of being, you know, no pun intended, but there's a little bit of fame that we got left around here. You know what I mean? So, you know, we forget about it. But we're going to take another quick commercial break. Everybody, you already know it is the Law and Order SVU actor, my man Steve Filice, and your boy Rico No Suave here on the Rico No Suave Show. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. We'll be back shortly. Let's go with that commercial.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with stubborn weight and visceral fat? It's time to reset with Fupa Water. Packed with powerhouse ingredients like spirulina, turmeric, and aloe vera, Fupa Water is your daily detox and hydration boost all in one. Flush out toxins, energize your body, and say goodbye to that stubborn belly fat. Ready to feel lighter and stronger? Get yours today at fupawater.com. And for a limited time, use code RNSS for the Rico No Suave Show and get an additional 10% off.
And we're back. Steve, you having a good time, man?
I am. I'm having a great time. This is a blast.
You know we got to do this again, right? You know we got to do this again.
Yeah.
This is amazing, man. I'm super happy. One question I did have for you, but you know, I think smart girl, she's gonna get at me and be like, "Hey, you know, you didn't ask my question, my second question." Mr. Oliver Lobato says, "Good evening, Mr. Steve Filice." Thank
Hello,
you,
Oliver.
thank you. And he also said hello to me too, but you know, I'm putting you first right now, Steve, because you're the man. You're the man, baby. You're the man.
Dear Oliver, thanks for tuning in.
Let's go. Hey, she says, I got one more question. I said, okay. Are there any hobbies or passions that fans might be surprised to learn about you?
Totally. So I have out on my patio, my hobby, because I'm a huge animal lover, especially birds.
Okay.
And I have had birds all my life. So I raise and sell exotic doves of all things. So
wow.
On my patio, I'm in an apartment, but I have a massive patio and I enclose it with netting and I have all these cages with different birds from different parts of the country.
Yeah.
And I breed them, and during the summer I sell them. So I have probably 20 birds out there right now. But yeah, that's my little side hobby that I do. I raise doves, exotic doves.
Do you like Prince?
Do I like, when doves cry? Yeah, you know, they do every once in a while. Yeah, I did like that.
I just had to when you said doves. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, does he like Prince? He said, when doves cry. You caught that right away.
That's a hobby no one would ever have thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's something I always say in my auditions, because they always say, like, tell us something interesting about yourself. And I always like share that. And I'll bring like one of the birds in, even because they're very tame, a lot of them. So I'll bring one in and be holding it in the thing. And I go, I raise, you know, whatever. And here's one now. So
wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great
Crazy.
question. John T. for Free says season 26 is a commitment, but sounds like a dope set. I think he's talking about 24.
No, I think
season 26 is that a show?
That's SVU.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
SVU. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and
that's
I came
awesome.
in late in the season, so I was like towards the end, and then I finished out the season, the last episode, like promoting one of the regulars on the show. And that was one that was cool too, was like it was one of those moments where I had to be at the podium and I was giving a speech and promoting all these officers.
Yeah.
And you go into this thing and there's like the audience is filled with extras and the whole cast and these cops and I'm at the thing and I'm like, oh my God, I got to say this speech, and like no pressure there. but it went flawless, and it was great. It went amazing.
Let's go. Let's go. Steve, it's about that time. So we talk about great people in your lives, right?
Yes.
And there's great people that comes along in your journey, and you meet great people that just inspires you. So we're going to take a little bit of a journey of photos that you sent to us, and you know that we're going to start off with the first one, and we want you to talk about it because these people mean a lot to you. So let's start off with the first one.
I did a horror film that I was a producer on, but also an actor. And we got Joe Montana and Gail O'Grady. She used to be on NYPD Blue back in the day, but she's done a ton of work, and she's actually a really good friend of mine. And he actually played, we didn't have any scenes together, but he played my uncle technically. Okay. And just really nice guy. And it was fun. It was a fun experience with him, and the cast was great. It was just, but yeah, he was just a sweet man, and we just took a quick snapshot while we were on set. So I don't have like an in-depth story about him, but very, very nice guy and fun to work with.
Nice. Let's go to the next one.
So that one I have to give credit to my friend Deborah Wilson, who, if many of you might know her from Mad TV, she was brilliant on it. The black lady with the dreads, always did like Amazing Whitney or Oprah Winfrey. I met her through my kitchen.
Oprah.
Yeah, she was amazing as Oprah. But her condo was facing my kitchen window, so I met her through my kitchen window, and we became friends through our windows. Okay. And then we just hit it off. And she was working on Avatar, and she got invited to the wrap party, which was at James Cameron's house. There she is, my lovely Deborah.
Yeah.
And she invited me as her guest to go to Cameron's house in Malibu, and it was amazing. He was sweet as can be, and blast. And I love her to death. So that's another shout out I should have given as Deborah Wilson. I freaking love you to death. And we're still close as can be. She lives 2 minutes from me. But yeah, she's a huge part of my life.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Love, love, love. You need to get her on the show. She probably would.
Say that again?
That you need to get her on the show. She'd probably do it. I
would love that. Since you're good friends with her?
I am. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to talk to her and see if she would be down. I mean, she is so talented, and she does like massive voiceover now. She doesn't do a lot of on-camera work anymore. But
does she do video games?
Yeah, she does video games like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in a ton, but she works constantly. So, but I would love to talk to her. I'll probably see her probably tomorrow or this weekend, and I will ask. Yeah.
I appreciate you, man, because we got that live.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will try to.
I appreciate
she's so
that.
generous in that way too. So.
Oh, I would love to interview her. So one of the things is, since we're getting, time is not on our side right now. Before I ask the last question, I have something for you. So when we have gems of the world, that means great people like yourselves that entertain us, but also inspire us, we give them a shirt. Oh. And this shirt is the Rico No Suave Show shirt.
Awesome.
Yes.
Love it.
So I'm giving this to you, Steve, because not only are you Filice all the time, but you're also happy and very humble and, and very inspiring to others. I think one of the things is that, as an actor and a continuous actor, you've been on many sets that certain people are not able to do or be able to go on those sets. And I think it was just a magnetic field saying, hey, Steve, we want you to be Filice and happy all of the time. So we're going to put you on these big sets so you can see what sitcoms look like. We're going to put you on those stages where, noise is off, where we're going to make a movie of that, but you're going to be kind of the history behind it on live stage. So I think when it comes down to you, Steve, and actually working on your technique and also making a transition and then being able to show the love to your mom when you get on Law and Order SVU, dun, dun, right? And being able to share that love. I think, coming into, doing commercials, right? And also doing commercials, but keeping it going, keeping yourself accurate and keep yourself, on top of things in different levels. So, I want to say, congratulations on that. And also, your scissor reel that you put together so well. You're part of the team now. You're part of us now.
I love it. I will wear it with pride.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
All right. Last question. In LA, of course, that you are at, or people from around the world would like to follow the footsteps and the path of Mr. Steve Filice. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give them as an upcoming actor?
Definitely get into some sort of class. I mean, any kind of scene study class, even I would say class first before workshops, because workshops are the ones where you get in front of casting directors, and if you're too green, you're going to make a bad impression. Yeah. So you want to definitely get into just some sort of class, start doing student films if you don't have anything on your resume. You need to get that tape on yourself, and just start just making those connections. It's all about networking, and just even when you're on set, it's always or auditions, it's always be nice to everyone, because you never know who that person knows or is going to be later. Meaning, if they're an assistant, they could be a producer, next time you see them. So that's something I've always heard and I've always been told is just always be respectful of everybody you meet and just work on your craft. I've always watched the biggest thing for me in learning is watching the people and the actors that I love and admire, and I think their work is just stellar. And that's what teaches me. So I just try to emulate that. And you learn a lot just by watching. So, but yeah, class and all that is extremely important.
Awesome.
Yeah. And get on all the websites like the Actors Access, the LA Casting, put your pictures, start submitting yourself right away, because it's all about a numbers game as far as getting the audition.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is definitely true. IMDb is no joke when it comes to actually getting the credits that you actually need for films and commercials and all of that great stuff. So, man, congratulations. Yeah. Thank you for the inspirational words, my man. We definitely need it here, and the world needs this as well, too, coming from you, Steve Filice. So we're going to put up your social media real quick because we want people to know how they can get in contact with you. We're going to put up that first one. So first one is Steve Filice, everyone. Yes, on Facebook. Please don't spam him. Just say you saw him on a Rico No Suave show. That's all you got to do. And then see if he'll at you. But just make sure you say you saw him on the Rico No Suave show. And last but not least, we have Instagram. LA Actor 818. It's about that area code, baby.
That's the area code valley.
Make sure you go and follow him on Instagram. Make sure you go and show that love to my man, Steve Filice. And we will go from there. Steve, man, it's been a pleasure. It's been awesome to have you on the show, man. I had a blast with you. Time go by so fast when we have a great time. Man,
I can't believe how fast it went.
It's crazy, man. We got to have a part 2. So
I would love it.
We got to do it again. And I wish you all the best, man. I wish you all the best. I'll be seeing you soon, too. Don't forget.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping we can connect when you're here in LA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, I want you guys to put your hands together for none other than my man, Steve Filice. Yeah. Ciao, man.
All
right, everybody. We got to get out of here. Your boy Rico No Suave. We got to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself on the Rico No Suave show, but we got to show you our social media because it's all about us too, because we love you guys. Here's our first one. It is the website. Oh, yeah. www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go and show us some love there, everybody. Here's the next one. Facebook. You already see it. Rico No Suave Show. Go ahead and like and love. Here's the next one. Ba-boom. Follow us on Rico No Suave Show on Instagram. We love followers, and we might follow you back. Here's the next one, because this one is special. YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We notify you when we go live, but also we're putting up content. We're putting up shorts. Things for you guys to be able to see us as well, too. Last but not least, it is Mixcloud.com because it turns into audio, everybody. That way you can actually drive and listen to me and Steve Filice while you're driving, and you can be happy as well too. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We thank you guys so much for the love and support of the Rico No Suave show. But I want you always to be happy, everybody, because I know my man Steve Filice is, and I'm always Filice. Until next time, as we end off the show, just like that.